thumb up your ass. You got to move your arcade machines now, Jeremy. And he's like, but Mom, I'm in the middle of the Carmelo Anthony trial. He could be found guilty, Mom. So this is like Jer is actually hiding out in his office because his personal life is a train wreck disaster. And he tries to justify it as work, but really he's just avoiding his wife that hates him and is bitching him out constantly. Look at the fear in his eyes as he looks at Heather. He knows the bull's putting him in the chastity cage this week.
Honey,
he knows.
It's crazy. We're going to have a big reveal here.
You're leaving. Okay.
We got Desi Eaton for 5 subs.
Okay. You're leaving. Bye. Bye. Thank you so much. Sorry. Desi Eaton, appreciate you.
Is Phil crashing out?
I'm live.
Well, I go.
Did you see? Look at his. Do you see his face? Do you bring it back? Zoom in on his face. Look at that. He's stressed. Like his wife is bitching at him. Like you need to get the out here and move these arcade 1-up machines from behind my car right now.
So
which is actually what's happening. Like he's going to explain that that's what happened.
She's like, you don't do anything. You aren't even bringing money into the house anymore.
I'm live. You need me to move it right now?
Yes.
Right now, Jeremy.
She's
but
now.
The whole reason, by the way, the whole reason he was doing the morning show was so that he would have time to assist his wife. But he's just like said F you to his wife and just
abandoned turned into? It's turned into an RTU situation where it's no longer a financial viable thing. So now it's like a hobby. So remember, like RTU's dad walks in. Hey, are you gonna eat dinner? The mom. It's like there's no respect there. There's no respect.
No, there's no respect. Well, because he can't even pay the bills anymore, and they're probably having to take out of their retirement savings just to make ends meet at this point every month on the monthly bills. Heather's retirement savings are getting drained by Jer's incompetence, and he's not even doing around the house. He's like, no, if I just put in 6 more hours on my video game, Mom, I'm going to be a millionaire. Sure you will, Jeremy. Sure you will. But maybe it's time to get up and like take out the trash, huh?
But does Heather know about how much he's spending on advertisement on a dying career? Like,
who the like honestly?
Because he has to be like doing this in secret. There's no way she'd be accepting of him dumping all this money into a pit for years.
She's clearly not accepting of it because she's just walking in now and fucking telling him like what's what. And look at the fear in his eyes. Look at him. He's shook. He's shook. Well, he's scared.
Like, I'm live right now. She's like, I don't care. Are you making money? No. Get the here. Yeah.
Oh, did you make $3?
Oh, just slide the machine like.
What?
Put it outside.
Slide the machine outside.
Slide the machine outside. What? So now his wife has got to like throw her whole body weight behind this machine to try and like move it slightly so that she can pull out of the garage. Like, by the way, this guy was totally okay with leaving us to sit at a empty chair, to look at an empty chair for like 4 or 5 minutes at a time when he needed water or whatever.
But he can't just go help his wife.
He can't just quickly take his elevator downstairs to move this machine for his wife. Like, what? Really?
It's not going to rain. I'll go get it when I'm done.
It's not going to rain. I'll get it when I'm done.
Pull out and slide it back in, and then by the time you get home, I'll move it.
Pull out, put it back in. It sounds like he's talking to the bull, isn't it?
Oh my God. I hope she just slams into it with her car and destroys the thing, you man-child. But the thing is, he won't even move his man-child garbage that's complete garbage and a waste of money and space out of the house. Like, it really is a representation of his failure as a man, that he has his consumer man-child just blocking his wife's way, and he's unwilling to even inconvenience himself for a minute to go move it.
Do you have an elevator?
Because he's a big man on the I'm just making that up.
Okay, I was like, wait.
I like to believe that quartering, because he has like 4 floors to his house, he won't go up the stairs. So he has like an elevator built into the fucking. I think at minimum he's got like a power chair where he goes down each railing or goes up because he can't walk it. Like that's what I believe.
But do you think he has a dumbwaiter where his wife brings him down snacks and beer?
I think so. I think so.
I haven't got a text yet. 2 to 3, I think he said.
Okay, so apparently some guy's coming to
have a wonderful.
up.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna pick it up.
This is like Phil. This is like Phil when Kat walked in on the Wings call, isn't it? It's a similar energy. Have a good day, honey. Oh.
Whole day. Enjoy your dress fitting.
Have a wonderful day. What?
Enjoy your pounding.
Right. Beta. She did.
Yeah, I was beta, Jer.
She
beta.
Me. It's true.
She caught me.
There it is, Jer. Jer, it's over. We just won in court, Jer. We have the video evidence of Jer admitting that his wife cocks him in 4K. There it is. Cuckold alert. Cuckold alert.
Oh, but we lied.
Cuckold alert.
Yeah.
We knew all along, Jer. Holy.
True.
He said it's true. He sounds serious.
Right, let's get...
It's over. It's never been this over, Jer.
We won.
Some arcade machines, and I
bring it
put
back.
one behind your car, and she needs a...
Oh my god, you're right. I didn't.
No, like you thought I was making that up.
Get your arcade machines out of the driveway so I could back up.
Bring it back 15 seconds.
That's crazy.
All right, let's get... I sold some arcade machines, and
it wasn't far enough. I did 15 seconds. It must have been 30.
Fuck, I caught it like fuck the dead air between the shit that he says. I just want to hear him say he got caught again.
Okay, let's see.
Oh,
have a wonderful
man.
Here we go.
Day. Enjoy your dress fitting.
Dress fitting.
All
right.
Up.
Beta. She cucked me. It's true.
No! What's up with this today? Like he's trying to own the memes now. Where like the begging, he plays in the arms of an angel. Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, yeah, I'm getting cocked by my wife. Oh,
we're winning.
I sold some arcade machines, and I put one behind her car, and she needs
what an ass.
Just move it.
She needs me to move it.
He's selling the arcade. Remember, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bust out the arcade machines," and now he's selling it within a week. His wife's like, "You're not putting that out."
I'm surprised he's even been able to sell them. Like, I'd figure he'd have to just take them.
It's $50 on Facebook Marketplace.
You know what I mean? But it's like when you're even going to that fucking extent, like, is it even worth it to meet up with some stranger? Like, if you're a multimillionaire, for $50, like I don't know,
buddy. I'm telling you, he's in dire straits right now. Everything must go.
Enjoy prison.
Yeah, Jer.
All right, with that, we're gonna wrap the stream. I gotta go move some stuff around for the wife. If we get news of a plea deal, make sure you subscribe or follow right now.
There was no plea deal. There was never
notified
going to be a plea deal.
when I go live.
He literally makes it up
again, because if we get a plea deal, I'll be live again to discuss that.
There is no deal, you dumbass. Why would there be a deal?
Why would you go live?
CBCcoffee.com. Pick up some coffee. I know I joke around. Or go to thecording.com/join. Both really add up. Really add up. And we can definitely use your support. So head on over there after the stream, thecording.com/join.
He's doing it again.
I can't do it. It's like 18 times.
He's doing it. And that wasn't even all the time.
How long was this show? How long was it? Was it like 8 hours?
It was 2 hours, man. In 2 hours, you're getting at least a dozen like bags for the website alone.
Oh, all memes aside, and support the show. It really does
It's
help
not
a ton.
meme. Like,
We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, unless we
it's
get
not a
information around a
meme,
plea
Your
deal. Then
Majesty.
we'll be live again tonight.
Holy
see you soon.
fuck, man.
Dear.
Phil's begging apparently just got out of fucking control tonight.
Want to do Phil?
No,
Ralph?
we're gonna let's do Ralph first, and then we'll get to Phil.
Okay.
But I guess Phil was crashing out live big time. We got That's Gotta Be Kane for a pack it up. Says, okay, now is the Pokemon Snake King Phil? I heard he bought a rare gold Greninja, said $50 and I'll prove it was in a box. Is that what he did?
Yes.
Oh,
tonight,
man.
He is proving, apparently tonight, live, he's going to be proving that it came from. I saw this DM, like I got DM
never
about
change,
this.
Phil. I mean, I don't have to say that because
How
he
would you
never
prove
will
it?
change, but he can't prove it.
He's gonna pull out a wrapper out of the garbage can. And
I mean, at least like, but when it gets to the point where you're pulling a wrapper out of the trash can to own the trolls, and that's like a reasonable expectation, and like you've been gaslit by the trolls, that it's a reasonable thing for you to go look through your trash, which by the way, he already said was gone. He's claiming that it was already gone, but we know that Phil doesn't take out his trash for a month at a time. So it's nonsense that it's gone, you know? Okay, so Ralph was crashing the out about Mr. Medeker's stream on him. Mr. Medeker went through the sordid history of the Rage Pig, how he's abused his family members, abused all of his girlfriends and wives, burned every bridge with everyone who ever loved him or associated with him, just completely felted Ralph. Well, Ralph's seething. He goes, the idea is to me into defending obvious false allegations for weeks. It wouldn't take weeks. What the f are you talking about? But by the way, we all know what your defense is anyway. It's not true, even though there's evidence that it is true, like 100% evidence that it is.
Well, and also too, like it's not like against Medeker or us or anyone who covers Ralph, but we've heard these things about 1,000 times. So it's like you're gonna like defend it again. Like
the truth is it doesn't really matter at all.
Yeah,
like at all. But this is the thing, like the people that still support Ralph support him because he's done all of those evil things.
Yes.
And a lot of them are supporting him to kill him, you know? Like
they could buy drugs and drinking and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like that's the actual reality of that situation. I don't think there's very many people, or if anyone left, who thinks that Ethan Ralph is a moral or righteous person. And it's not that Ralph's upset about his reputation or anything like that. He's just got a narcissistic injury because Daddy Jim felted him and humiliated him. Mm-hmm. And it's not about getting him to defend the allegations. It's that Jim's humiliating Ralph. And Ralph hates it when he gets humiliated. And that's what this is.
Yeah.
And he lashes out because he thinks he's a big man. So he then says, I'm going to talk about the war and Zionists controlling our country. Anyway, I did figure my old friends, Moan, and Quartering should be addressed at least once. They lied immediately in an actual defamatory fashion. I can sue whether I win or not. So first of all, Ralph, you actually need money to afford a lawyer to sue, right? And the truth is, he's already immediately coping whether I win or not. You won't be winning. He even admits this on stream that he's a public figure and he would immediately lose this. Not to mention on the actual facts, everything that Medeker said was true. Like it's verifiably true. Okay. Then he goes, and make your old wheelchair ass have to come to court. Think on that, bro. Other crackpots can keep yelling into the ether for... So mind you, he's all the big bad Ralph and Mail. I'm the last internet outlaw, bitch. Mm-hmm. I run this. I dox whoever the I want. Yeah. And he's the first one when somebody says something mean to him to bitch up and call the lawyer, call the cops and go to court.
But Ash,
really, Ralph?
He lies about everyone. So
he's lied and said that he's going to go to Jim's house. So if this piece of shit, when he was in Minnesota, was such a bitch-made, cowardly, that he wouldn't even drive to Jim's driveway. And when he talked about doing it for years, do you really think that this guy is going to go to Minnesota to see a court case through against Jim Medeker, nor that he has the financial resources to do so in the first place? It's just a big waste of everybody's time to even discuss this nonsense. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure Ralph can't even go back to Minnesota anyway because of legal issues. And he has in Wisconsin out for him as well. And apparently there's a second body cam and all this. Okay? So give it a rest, Ralph. Give it a rest.
Ralph tries to act so tough. Ralph, you're a
he couldn't even admit his own name in Minnesota. Somebody asked him, "Are you Ethan Ralph?" "No, I don't know who that is." He denied the name his daddy gave him.
Oh, man. What a pathetic piece of shit.
So then Jim comes in. I thought on it, and beating me in court would be a different thing entirely than beating the women you've dated. Felt it once again.
Ralph
would then seethe. "I'm broke yet flying around the world, paying rent, eating and drink." I'm sorry to say, bro, but plenty of broke people pay rent, let alone pay rent in Mexico.
Around the world? You're in the same section of the world.
You mean Scarlett paid for you to fly
exactly
to Wisconsin?
And it was Wisconsin to Mexico. It's not that it's not like a cross.
Paid for you to fly to Guadalajara one time. Like the mere fact that you have to do a fundraiser simply to take a domestic flight shows how fucking broke you are. You have less, and this being very charitable, less than $10,000 left.
You know what? Okay, Ash, I'm going to spoil it.
I don't even think he's got that.
No, definitely not. He's on like paycheck to paycheck, man. He's at $2,000 max. But you know what he said today? And I edited it in, but he goes, "Jim, how am I broke if I'm still alive?"
Well,
bro,
there's homeless people.
That's crazy to say. That's a crazy thing to say.
And he said, "You can sue people for free, actually." Well, not successfully, you know. Like Ethan Ralph's going to pro se argue a defamation lawsuit in the United States as a public figure.
But do you know how hard fucking defamation is, bro?
Jim's never going to have to go to a courthouse, Ralph, because this will be dismissed immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're even going to get him to the courthouse. If you really want to be that man, Ralph, go to Jim's house and see what happens. But you're a ballless bitch. You'll never see what he looks like. You won't do shit.
What's the defamation? What exactly did Jim say?
Well, he's saying that, "Oh, well, I didn't visit my mother when she was dying." Like, that's what he's the most butthurt about, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I have that in the edit.
He legally did not, as a matter of fact, visit his mother while she was dying. And because Jim said it was because he's a drunk, I mean, Ralph's a public alcoholic, admitted alcoholic.
Doing coke.
It would make sense that the reason why is that he was a drunk and was too hungover or whatever.
And then Jim said he doesn't see his brother, which is also true.
So that doesn't even matter. So his cope is that it doesn't even matter that he's broke. "I'll subpoena the whole bunch. Pantsu knows for a fact." You think Pantsu's going to help you, you mongoloid? "You lied about my mother's death with malicious intent. You said publicly she collabed with you on the hit piece." He was joking. You see where I'm going here? There's merit on that one fact for it to be at least be heard in court. No, there's not, Ralph. It'll never be heard in court.
Ralph, if you hear this,
like, let's be real. He is just begging for attention. Like, that's what
of course.
This is.
But Ralph,
and
there's no way to defame Ralph. You want to know why? Ralph is so low. There's nothing you could say that can make anyone think lower of him.
Exactly. There's no way to hurt a professional reputation when you have no reputation to begin with.
Exactly. It's the lowest. It's zero. It's negative. It's like in Fallout, negative karma, the max you could have. Okay? Holy Ralph. Yeah, I'm going to sue off.
So, I mean, Medeker just drops a nuclear felt bomb on his head. Ethan Ralph, convicted revenge pornographer, recipient of numerous domestic violence restraining orders by multiple women in multiple states, who's been caught on video and audio issuing threats of violence, as well as having many testimonials from women claiming he threatened to rape and murder they and their families, has decided to sue me. Being a well-known alcoholic and drug addict with a functional IQ of 91, I have no doubt that this genius idea was fed to him via his Discord boyfriends, whose legal expertise includes asking Google, reading that one Wikipedia article 2 whole times, and a full and in-depth conversation with ChatGPT. The truth is simple. Ralph's feelings have been deeply hurt by me laughing at him on the internet, and this threat of a lawsuit and potential lawfare is an incredibly weak attempt at intimidation. As a terminally ill cancer patient, I have no doubt Ralph hopes the stress and anxiety of a court case would be detrimental to my health, and that he can attempt to use the court system to enact some sort of petty revenge. Well, that's 100% what this is, but he's not even going to use the court system. Like, he can't. It's over for him.
Yeah, like, dude, he can't even show up in America. If he heads to America, he even said he can't go to America or head to Minnesota.
It's just nonsense to even talk about it for as long as we have.
It's a bit too much. Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Do I move to the next one?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, I don't have great personal knowledge of lawsuits and the costs associated with them, other than what everyone would know, which is that they can be pricey. I'll just stream a bit more, and if need be, do a fundraiser. And unlike the weekly fundraisers Ralph engages in to buy tortas, pay rent, get plane tickets, and pay off child support, my fundraising would be sensible and practical. For the time being, I'll simply have to await whatever ESL scribbled papers his Mexican lawyer / plumber / dog walker whip up and send via his pig pen. In the meantime, I'll probably do a stream this upcoming Friday to go over the history of Ralph's provable and documented threats against me personally, from stalking me, my wife, encouraging trespassing, violence, as well as platforming people connected to my swatting. I'm sorry my laughter hurt you so deeply, Ethan. Daddy Jim still loves you.
Let's go.
So then Ralph just goes, well, why don't I show up at your house on Friday and we do the stream together? You won't, bitch. You
pussy.
We all know you won't,
shit,
Ralph.
Man.
You won't do a thing you never do, especially not anymore, bro. Once he got his pushed in that second time in Portugal, he's been a bitch made ever since.
Literally.
And the streets know, Ralph, that in the state of Minnesota, you denied the name your daddy gave you and you ducked the known cuckold Aaron M. Holte's fight. There was a boxing gym. The fight was set
live,
up.
remember? And then Aaron was there.
We covered it, and you ducked the fight from a cuckold. And you're too afraid. The God's honest truth is you're too afraid to actually go to a wheelchair-bound man with cancer's house. That's the truth. Because you know that Jim, even in the wheelchair, is 10 times the man you'll ever be. And he'll either whip your ass from the chair, because you're basically just about as crippled as he is. Your knee, your arm, your back, it's all he'll just shoot you in the head.
He'll shoot you in the head.
Just be real. Like, he'll probably just shoot you in the fucking head. Like, if you show up. And it would be righteous and based if he fucking did so. Okay?
But do you see how Ralph, the moment like Jim was like, okay, you want to play? You did this, this, and this. Oh yeah? I'll go to your house.
I'll go to your... It's never like, let me banter back, Jim. It's always like, I'm going to sue you or SWAT or dox or go to your house. It's always like this unhinged And then it's like, he never will even do it anyway because he's such a... So him.
He was talking about, I forgot, I think it was about Medeker, yeah, on the stream I edited. And he's like, everyone knows you're a bad person. Literally 20 seconds later, he threatened to dox somebody. And I'm just like, bro, like, stop it. Like, Ralph, what are you doing, man? And here's our friend Gabe Hoffman, friend of the show.
So Scarlett started talking about she's going to sue Ralph first, which is also obvious nonsense. She says she will drop all messages, recordings, hospital records, everything. Well, why don't you then?
Wait.
The mystery unreleased body cam in Oak Creek.
What?
So it turns out that there's a body cam footage of Ralph being arrested that nobody knew about in Oak Creek, which I think is where this battery charge comes from.
Oh.
So he's never coming back to the States. And whether Hoffman's got it, or Mersh is going to get it, or Josh Moon's going to get it, or some random person's going to get it.
Scarlett, please do it. Like, give us anything, please. Just do it. Because she's going off today. I think she's leaking DMs and stuff too, but...
Well, she should just leak everything and like,
Scarlett,
let's just get a
do
move
it.
on
Come
with
on, man.
Just do it. Like, this has run its course. Let's lay all the cards out on the table and see what happens. I don't think, even if she drops everything, I don't think it's going to make a bit of difference. That's the thing. Like, none of this will make any difference with Ralph in the broad scheme of things.
Yeah.
Like, his life is set on a certain trajectory that's completely unalterable, where he's just going to slowly die a sad, pathetic death in Mexico.
Well, it does one thing. It does one thing. It won't put him in jail. It won't do this, that, that. It won't make us think of lower him because he's right at the bottom, right? But his ego will
may cause him to lash out in crazy ways that accelerates his downfall. It might happen.
Yes.
But I'll be honest, I think he's just too bitch-made and too scared to do anything anymore. Like, I just think he's completely broken as a man.
He'll just cry in the shack, dude.
This is the thing. Like, I'll sue you. Like, he knows immediately. Like, he's not calling a lawyer. He's like going over to the fridge to get more liquor and get drunk. And then in his mind, he fantasizes about like felting Jim in court. But that day will never come. Like, it's over. Like, I don't think the day will ever come when he steps foot in America again, let alone goes to Jim's house or a courthouse in Minnesota. It's ridiculous. And then Ralph says he'd enjoy it a lot more. So he's admitting to beating women there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we all know he did anyway. So then Rekieta came in. Did you see this?
Yes, I did.
Rekieta snaked Ralph and says, I have it on very good authority that texting someone to kill themselves is valid grounds for a restraining order.
I know why Rekieta did this. Because Ralph keeps hinting at Rekieta doing something with Scarlett behind the scenes.
Well,
he's trying to get Scarlett to get the fucking
messages got leaked. We'll have to go over it at some point. But
Rekieta wants this to stop, right? Because he's in the middle of all of it.
He was texting Scarlett, like simping for her or some crazy shit like this. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Rackets?
Rackets, you're fucking your pig, dude.
He's obviously fucked in the head.
Yeah.
And then Ralph goes, okay, why don't you file it? Oh, that's right. You're not a lawyer. I have more legal wins than you, bro. This is like I prayed for times. Like the two worst people you know are fighting. It's so good. It's so good. And then Rekieta goes, I was making a joke about my own life. Calm down, Ralph.
Sure you were.
Oh,
sure you were.
Tell him, Rockets. You always have an out, Lamau. I guess it's the former lawyer in you. Anyone who reads that in that thread would assume you're talking about me for good reason. Whatever, bro. I can't even, like, what? If you say so. Okay.
Ralph always says for good reason. Like, literally,
man.
He says it like 10 times a day.
So interesting information coming in here from DSP Historical Site. Sure, he says Oak Creek is right next to the airport. So it's body cam from one of the times he tried to go to the airport, I guess.
Yo.
And we got He Who Throws Things says we were promised the Battle of Jim's Driveway 1,000 years ago. We're never getting the Battle of Jim's Driveway, and we really shouldn't. Like, it's obviously
it's crazy.
Like, we got Tartarian for 5 subs, and Rammer Jammer for a sub as well, and The Beast for 1,000 kicks says, aloha, gents. Always enjoy the content. Here's some change for the cause. Remain blessed, everyone. Okay.
Thank you so much, and bless you too, buddy. Can we watch the beer bottle clip first?
All right,
let's just fire it up.
Stage.
Yeah, let's set the stage. There we go.
This is like the fever pitch of Medeker just Ralph's soul. And Ralph took this tough. So Ralph had to do an immediate response to Jim. He was seething so hard that he ordered a bag of Coke and openly admitted to ordering the Coke. You can hear him chop it up and do the Coke.
Yeah,
then he went
it's crazy.
live,
Yeah.
but he is like low energy and up. So here's Medeker just raking Ralph over the coals about what he did to his mother, and it's tough for Ralph.
By the way, Ralph had this on the screen for like 45 minutes, like an hour. He was doing
There's a lot on
Ralph.
you
Sloth
for
Ralph.
this.
Watch this, guys.
I let a lot of go. I ain't letting this go ever.
Wait, I let a lot of things go? No,
He
don't.
never lets anything
What
go.
are you talking
It's just total
about?
nonsense.
That's
Ralph.
why his life is
The tr-
over.
The truth is, Mr. Medeker let a lot of things go with you, Ralph. For years, he didn't want to felt you, okay? Because he had a soft spot for you for whatever reason, okay?
Yeah.
You are such a massive fuck up that he had no choice in the end but to fucking felt you.
Mhm.
But he still left your family stuff off of the table. But you kept going after his family, his personal life,
Mhm.
supporting the swattings of him and all this up shit. And so finally, when you're like encouraging this star to kill herself and having all these domestic violences and all this, finally he's just like, okay, Ralph, I'm going to let you have it now. You know, and even still, he could have went even harder on you.
Which is,
He
he's
could've.
not going to do harder apparently this week.
know,
So
You stupid. Just take the beating. Take the L and off with you. But no, he has to be a tough guy. I won't take this. Well, you're going to take it because there's not a thing you can do about it, bitch.
yeah, you're a bitch. DSP Historical Society, sure. DSP Historical Society, sure. So I want to say it proper. For 5 subs, thank you so much. And Rammer Jammer one. Yeah, sort of like-
DSP Historical Society.
At least I fixed it quickly. All right, here you
You
go.
did, yes.
Ever.
Good one, Jer. Watch this.
He's seething, bro. Just
Why you couldn't be there to hold the hand of the woman who gave you birth, the woman that brought you into this world. That her last moments of life were wondering where her son was, surrounded by strangers in an antiseptic, sterile environment, staring at the ceiling, dying in pain, because her son.
And he couldn't even break the bottle, but he threw it like, did you see, like a fairy, like a limp-wristed
Sterile environment, staring at the ceiling, dying in pain, because her son.
Bring it back 2
Couldn't get
frames.
an
Watch
environment.
his arm on the
Okay.
follow through.
Yeah.
Staring at the
Watch
ceiling,
his arm
dying.
when he pulls it
We're
back.
gonna slow-mo.
Watch this. Watch this.
So he goes like this.
Watch his wrist come back here. How limp wristed it
Yeah.
is.
Oh
Watch.
my god.
Right there, like a pretty princess,
even
like
do
a homo,
It's
like
supposed
a
to
little
be
buddy.
like this.
That's how you fucking
Like-
hypno throw that, bro.
Because her son couldn't get the
no.
wherewithal to sober up and show up.
You're a lying.
You know why he's so mad? Because he knows it's true.
It's true.
He knows he couldn't get his fucking shit together. He was partying all these fucking vacations all around the world, drunk out of his fucking mind, and he just couldn't figure it the fuck out. That's what Gator said.
Yeah.
That's what his, most loyal capo for like half a decade said. But are we going to trust Ralph or are we going to trust Gator? I mean, honestly, like they're both.
No, but Ralph lies about literally everything, and he's the worst
Yes.
possible
Well, the thing is, like,
person.
any normal person would just be like, well, he's full of shit.
Well, that's a
and
lie.
just move on.
Like, yeah, fuck
You know what I
that
mean?
bullshit. If you
If
believe
it
that, you're an
actually-
idiot, and then move on.
But
That's
the
it.
thing is, the only person it really matters to is him. That's the thing. That's why he's so mad, is because he knows it's true and it makes him so embarrassed to have it pointed out. But nobody else in the world really cares about whether he mistreated his mom or not, because all of the other shit he did is just so rancid that it doesn't matter that he let his mom die alone. It's just one in the long list of things that Ethan Ralph did.
You're a lying. And if
Watch this.
go ahead.
He's gonna say,
Go
and
ahead.
if I were to see you, I'd kill you. You wouldn't do anything,
goes-
bro.
Who goes through this humiliation ritual of playing this hit piece and reacting to it? Like,
It's crazy.
listen, here's the thing. You react to something like this, if there's if there's parts of it that with receipts, you can 100% prove that it's a lie. You know what I mean? Like, did you upload the wrong one?
I may have uploaded the. Hang on, wait. I think it's gonna be like.
You have it locally though.
Yeah. Yeah. 1 second. Let me see.
You have it locally, so let's just pull that up there. And this is from Saturday
Download
night.
Ralph Sat 1. Oh no. Hang on. Ralph Sat 2. 1 second. Damn it. Oh, okay. I uploaded the the fucking
full.
actual full. Yeah, okay. I was scared.
We
I was
got
like, oh my
Fair
God.
and Balance says Ralph 100% looks like the cross-eyed kid from Dennis the Menace, all grown up, just as retarded.
Yeah.
Definitely some Memphis inbreeding happening here. Yeah, no doubt. No fucking doubt, Pish. Okay. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. 1 second. There we go. All right. I was like, do you want to watch the full hour and a half? Okay, here we go.
No.
I said the word.
Okay, this is Friday night. By the way, can I say one thing? Both
Yes.
streams are deleted. I had to dig, thanks to Kino for helping me for the Saturday one, finding it on Kiwi Farms. And the Friday one, I had luckily downloaded it at the time, which thank God I did. The quality is a bit rough because, it was still in processing, but it still worked. But he deletes everything now. Every stream, I want people to know. I can't be there for every millisecond that Ralph's alive or live or alive.
What?
Please
You gotta
OBS
wonder,
and download, guys, for
How
real.
does he expect things to grow when he deletes every single stream replay and then also strikes down all the clip channels that would clip him
Exactly.
and all of the stream snipers that stream snipe him? Like, it's just a sad, slow decline, but there's not even much further to fall. Like, he makes no money, like none.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when he does, it's when he's on a bender, and then all that money goes right up his nose.
Yeah, exactly.
So
There's no
it doesn't even matter.
benefit. Yeah, it doesn't even matter. He goes, oh, I made $500 today. It's all gone. We know you spend it all.
Maybe like 5 times in my life before I
By
got
the way,
involved in Gamergate.
You know he that he gets prostitutes all the time, like dirty Mexican prostitutes.
I don't even know, bro. I don't even think he can afford them, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, he used to do that, and he would pretend they were his girlfriends. Like, he was doing that, but I feel like he's gone to another level of brokenness lately.
Yeah.
Like the level of brokenness that he had with Scar, where she had to pay for everything because he just hasn't been working.
Yeah.
He hasn't been turning on his camera and watching CNN in silence for 6 months. He hasn't completed one full week of work all year.
Yeah. He's
Folks,
very
it's
lazy
fucking
now.
June. It's June.
And apparently today he had a manic episode and didn't stream until everyone to off and he's losing his mind. I think, and this is what I was saying, we can't hate him more. Like, Jim won't expose more things or us or anyone. However,
it's just like
Jim,
a blow to his ego that causes him to crash out and lose
for
his
some
mind
reason,
more. Yeah.
Jim hits Ralph in an
He
emotional
has his
heart.
number. Well, because I think that Ralph knows that he wouldn't have a to piss in at all ever if it wasn't for Jim.
Yeah.
Because Ralph's like, I trace my lineage back to GamerGate, and if it wasn't for Daddy Jim starting GamerGate 7 years ago, I would and I love you, Jim. Remember when he tried to get Jim to admit that they were friends, and it was super awkward because Jim did not consider him his fucking friend?
On the on Monday and Matt stream? Remember when Ralph started crying? You gotta watch that one day. All right, here we go.
I said the word maybe like 5 times in my life before I got involved in Gamergate.
I had to keep that GamerGate mentioned.
Be destroyed.
He wasn't even racist until GamerGate. Like,
Okay.
what a loser! Holy shit.
We have 3 battles here today. He's gonna bash Nick Fuentes. He turns on the Groypers again. Then Lalo, then Ben Thorpe. Here's Friday night. Let's go.
Threatened to do horrible things to the child you named after their website. When they took you on...
They're saying that you named your baby after Cozy. Remember, he named his baby Cozy Rosie. Oh my god!
I didn't name my child. No, bro, you're getting turned down off that. Sorry, I didn't name my child after her website. No, I did not name my
god. Honestly, like it's not even the top 10 most embarrassing things you've ever done. It may not even be top 25.
Yeah, that's actually at the bottom. Like, don't even think that.
It's not true. Okay, like, why even fight it? Why? Like, everybody believes it anyway. So who gives a
daughter after a website? That's so.
Well,
first,
you said that. Maybe that wasn't the case, but you would say that all the time. Just Nick's balls.
Nick Fuentes.
Papa Stovepipe was trying to say here, Automod got him. I don't know. It's stupid. Having Chagget IRL was far worse. L. You think?
Well, he was a pedophile.
So yeah,
and you invited him to hang out, and you knew he was a fucking pedophile.
Ralph knew that. Yeah, Ralph, didn't they call him like our local resident pedophile? You're like, what the?
Yeah, no, that's how he introduced him, like our local resident pedophile. It's like what? And it's like, well, we're pepper spraying him. Okay, like but Chagget got what he deserves. As far as I know, he's rotting in jail right now, which is good. We got Ambush Bob says Ralph is single-handedly keeping the Jeffa off the back of some low-level cartel dealer. And Lambo Calrissian says, I hate to be an actually guy to Farron, but Ralph couldn't be an from Memphis. Ralph is a Mexican. Don't make him get his neighbors. Now, Lambo Calrissian, I thought you were going in a different direction because Ralph's not from West Memphis. He's not from Tennessee. He's from West Memphis, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Which is one of the most wretched, low-down places that I've ever had the misfortune of stepping foot in. I've told this story many, many times, but one time I went through the McDonald's drive-thru in West Memphis.
This story's good.
And they gave me a quarter pounder like none that I've ever seen before. The hamburger bun was clearly from a grocery store across the street. Like they had run out of McDonald's buns.
It was like a regular burger, like from a Wonder Bread.
Patty was ice cold. And I don't even think it was a McDonald's burger. And then the slice of cheese on it was unmelted and cold. And there was just like a giant hunk of lettuce on this thing that was like disgusting. And I'm like, no doubt Ralph's from here. And this McDonald's, maybe people could find it. It was right in front of like a bunch of trailers. Like there was just like a bunch of like decrepit, rusty old trailers, like mobile homes behind it. The whole road was full of potholes and shit.
That's their 5-star. That's their 5-star dining.
It was a trailer park, but it was like this dirty, old, dilapidated, rusted out trailer behind this McDonald's.
Only on Ralph Ave.
This is flat out wrong, and he's peddling a version of himself that's not true. I told Baked Alaska on air that I wish Antifa would have killed him in Charlottesville. Other people can think that they want.
Well, I hope you die, babe. Like, okay. We all did, really, but like, Baked Alaska, like, remember we tried, like, I was A-logging Bake and just like kicking sand in his face about he was so poor, like he couldn't even make $10 an hour on Kick or something like that. And then we just eventually gave, it was just like,
tried. Ash did try.
Like I was trying to just, but it's like, he just is like broken. Like he's done. He's
Man,
done.
it's tough.
I'm telling you, I think that says something about you.
I'll try
Because-
again, Papa Stovepipe. I was about to try A-logging him again today.
Oh, really?
So, but I didn't have time. I was like, I just don't have time right now. Maybe I'll get to it tomorrow and see what he did today. But it really is like, there's like maybe like one opportunity for content in the 8 hours that he streams, which is like the 5 minutes between him shouting out everybody's names that it's in chat, which it was only like 4 people today. I got that far. And then he may crash out about how poor he is in the next 5 minutes. But if not, then he's just watching videos off Reddit and IP2 endlessly and providing no commentary, just trying to draw a KPP check like a bum and providing no value to the site.
Everybody on that site knows that I carried the show.
Okay, so Ralph is now
What
saying
show?
Cozy. He was the main draw. He's gonna actually say his show was better than Nick's in a second here.
Yeah, no, Nick Fuentes was the main draw and the only one there that actually had a following or any sort of clout. And all of you were leeching off of him like bums and his blood.
Okay,
and quite frankly, holding him back.
Ash, for the new people, just so you all know, Nick Fuentes used to have a website called cozy.tv because he was banned from
Ralph
everything.
Carried it to the casket is the only
Ralph
carrying he fucking did.
Everyone was like embarrassed about him being on the website. And in fact, it Nick brutally and the other guys. Well, what did Ralph do? He goes to meet up with Nick and a bunch of people, the Groypers. He misses their text message, thinks that they're being to him, and proceeds to dox 7 people and lash out at Nick.
Some of them got fired from their jobs as a result of it. I think one guy was working in the Catholic Church and got like excommunicated over it.
Yes.
Like,
and then Nick's
Nick
like,
was like,
idiot, check your text messages. And he goes, there it is.
Holy.
So then he was
dumb.
banned from the Groypers, obviously.
Well, and rightfully, they were looking for any excuse to get rid of him for a long time. Like there was group chats where it's like, how do we get rid of this guy without him burning everything down? Like, we're stuck with this idiot. And then we were just like A-logging Fuentes and his whole crew for years because of Ralph. Like, because he was harboring Ralph and propping up Ralph as his attack dog. And those guys, the whole thing got completely felted and went down the toilet, went down the tubes, right? And now, like, all of those hangers on of Nick are also felted. Like, he basically has scraped them all, like the off of his shoe. And like, I don't think he gives Beardson the time of day.
No.
Last time I saw Beardson, I saw a clip of him on Twitter last week. And I saw that his goal was $100. And that's all I needed to know. Like, if your goal is $100, it's probably over. And it was at $5 and it was probably halfway through the show, you know?
Oh, poor Beardson. Just kidding. It is rough.
Period.
It is tough.
Because without me, there was no content all day. And it's Nick showing up at
content either. Like, I mean,
Ralph
like, he is kind of right because there was something, because other than him, like, who was there? Like, Baked, but like Baked wasn't even active at the time because it was post Jan 6th. And so
here and there, rarely.
It was really like Brittany from Politically Provoked was the main competition. And
Lo-fi Groyper.
Lo-fi Beats had 10 viewers at all times. Real Alex Jones had 10 viewers at all times. There would just be like random bums like Veda, UX.
Oh, the gay show. What was it called? The Sus Squad? What was it called?
The Sussy Squad. They had the Sussy Squad. There was Snowflake Gang and fucking all these weird pedo fucking groups.
Dalton, TR Sarter.
TR Sarter. Yeah, Sarter never had any audience. I don't know what happened to him. Nick just threw him down the river and told him to go to jail for Jan 6th, and he didn't give a about him. Who else? You know, culture war criminal. I think is still over there.
No, it's
I don't know whatever
happened.
Well, yeah, no, it's done, but I don't even know what happened to him. Like he's gone. Like
it's just he
snaked us to go over there, and then
no, but he snaked us to go over there. But then one day we see a video of
Franson. I forgot about Franson.
But remember, he was watching with all the Groypers. They were watching our show on a fridge TV. Remember the fridge TV on the there was like TV, and he messages me, "We're watching your show," and we're like, "What? What is happening?" Steven Francis with a guitar and the wooden cabin. Was it that guy?
Paul Town.
Yes.
Paul Town the clown, like threatening to burn Jaden's house down and shit.
And he's on a whippets?
I don't even know what happened to that fucker. He was just flying on crack, I'm pretty sure. Like he was just a straight up meth head, dude.
Yeah. Vincent James.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Vincent
He works for
James?
1-800 Got Junk.
Oh my God. There was Big Tack. Yeah, Big Tack. I think Big Tack's still going. I think he's still around. Yeah. Michael Alberto. I don't know whatever happened to Alberto.
I think he's trans now or something.
But then you had like weird like names were on there. Like Destiny was on there, but never streamed there. Jesse Lee Peterson. Roosh V was one of the original streamers.
Oh my God, Roosh.
He ever did a single stream. Milo was a part of the roster of streamers. And I don't think ever did a single stream.
Godwinson,
yes, Godwinson was there, and like, so no, he did like I think he did 6 or 7 streams over there. Sold his soul, put all of his credibility down the fucking toilet, and then snaked them the next week. And it's okay.
Ollie Jamal. What was it? Ollie Jamal's
man. Ollie Jamal never actually had a channel. Ollie Alexander had a channel, but Ollie Jamal was never granted.
What was the YouTube? What was the YouTube?
Oh, I forget what it was called. Yeah, Anthony Cumia. Cumia was a cozy soldier. Yeah, he was. He had a cozy channel.
Wildfire.
Ollie
Jamal. Wildfire. Any new ones? We used to, by the way, guys, we used to have a bit where we would watch this guy Wildfire, and it was just a guy. Remember
and Ralph would exploit him and go to his parents' house. Are we gonna do the punching down segment, the Ollie Jamal segment?
That was the funniest segment.
Why are we encouraging? We got Natty 1987 for a sub. Capo says someone needs to smash Scar and say Ethan sends his regards to Felt. All parties involved. Disavow. Don't do that. Capo 813 says PPP got the McFelt, a West Memphis staple. Fair and Balance says Mexican prostitutes equals crazy cheap. Lived on the border in El Paso. Army guys would go over to Juarez. 2 girls, 1 cup was taped in Juarez. The more you know. Okay.
Ooh, thank you for the support, guys. We really appreciate it. Anyway, that's the history with Ralph and Nick Fuentes.
We could have went on for 2 hours about that.
I wish Wildfire was still like that was the best.
3 a.m. Nobody there was nothing else. Maybe 12 a.m. Right?
About Nick Fuentes being late all the time.
I carried that site. Dalton. I will even get
Dalton viewers
did not, in fact, carry that site for even one day. Dalton was the lowest non-tent bum that they had. By far, I would say he was the lowest of all time.
I liked when Dalton was on Stu Peters'. Remember Stu Peters hired?
The Stu Peters network, yeah. And then the boomers of Stu's hated Dalton and this on him constantly. Stu's whole audience hated Dalton and he was fired like 3 weeks in.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Dalton got divorced. Dalton lost everything, bro. Like Dalton went from being like a military veteran, in shape, married, homeowner, paleo conservative in front of a bookcase at a desk, an ornate desk, into a morbidly obese, blobular bum, divorced, lost his house, lost everything, no viewers, nuclear, radioactive. He said he couldn't even get a job at McDonald's. I don't even know what happened to him. Last I heard, I think he released a book a few weeks ago. That him and his mom were excited. Yeah, he wrote a book. It's like, but who's gonna buy it, brother? Like,
what the fuck is the book about? All right.
Yeah, he's a Mason.
By the way, some news just came. We have a passing here. Super Bonchon has been banned from DSP's chat.
No, I knew he was on thin ice earlier this week. Phil was scolding him, saying that he needs to contribute if he's going to talk about contribution. I knew like Super Bonchon was not long for this world. Like one of the OGs, one of the last remaining OGs from that time.
Sorry to hear about
I don't
the
think
news,
there's
man.
anybody left from the like. Kick is dead, Phil, because you banned them all.
We might have to do a new wave.
I don't want to, but I'll give Beardson a little bit of credit.
No. Shut the fuck up, Ralph. No.
Beardson does
In this
not.
household, we will never give being sought a single shred of credit for fucking anything, bitch. Bro, Beardson's entire cozy run, he was the most depressed, sad sack of shit you've ever seen. Just getting divorced, like his wife got black.
Remember, you drink Bud Lights all night?
He was just slamming Bud Lights and crying. It was brutal. I remember he's like, "Forgive me." They're all saying, "Forgive
That was the funniest.
me."
I remember I edited that like at 5 a.m. I like randomly clicked it. I'm like, "What the is this?" And he was, but I actually did catch Beardson on Kick the other day, like, just for a second. I saw him on like whatever. I click it, and this guy just smokes ciggy. And lights the ciggy off the new cig,
he
old
lives
ciggy.
in a basement of a trailer, just packing darts all day in Kentucky.
Ciggies, just all day.
And,
smoke a vape.
Buddy, the funniest of all time, though, was Louis just Beardson.
Oh.
Like, I think that was the official end of any hopes or dreams Beardson had of anything.
Yeah.
Was that Louis interview? After that, he was just done, and nobody had any respect for him ever again.
Oh, I'm gonna be
so short.
Like, he had no respect for that.
He had no respect anyway.
It was
but
like enhanced. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought I'd keep this in for a little, little talk about the past here.
Know who the top two dogs were, and it was me and Nick.
Okay.
Period. Everybody knows that.
Uh-huh.
And for him to sit here and say, like, man, off. Like, I need to calm down, actually, because it's actually pissing me off. Like,
the guy's getting older, can't find a wife.
I'm sure that Fuentes needs you, Ralph. I'm sure, bro.
He's so
I'm sure.
Finds a nice enough, decent woman. She's got kids. And yeah, it actually...
I teared your site that you paid thousands of dollars.
The site's dead. You carried it to its casket. Shut up. The reason the site is dead is it's entirely your fault.
Yeah.
Had you not been there, there's some chance it would have succeeded. But because of you and the rest of the clowns in the clown car, it died the death that it deserved.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Run every month like a. But
you said you spent thousands on it every month like Ralph now knows that Nick will never bring him back, so it's just
my income for me. I had nowhere else to go. There was no platform for me. But you wasted thousands of dollars to give me and other people a platform like a sucker. It's like, the f is wrong with you, actually? You piece of shit.
Like, I carried your ass.
No, you didn't. Shut the f up.
The best content on Cozy.tv? Okay. Let me take
That's
a
like
poll.
saying you won the Special Olympics.
What was the
monkey.
best content on Cozy.tv?
But To be fair, like
This is revisionist history.
but there was no
There's
content
nothing.
half the time. Like 50% of the time, there was nothing live. And then, but Ralph would be alive all day.
Me or Nick Fuentes?
Okay.
And I'm press 1 for me, press 2 for him.
But
And I'm dead serious. I won't lose any sleep. I won't cry over it either way.
2, everyone press
But
2.
all you know the truth.
Everyone's
It was
spamming
me.
2 in
It was
chat.
me.
like, Ralph, the
That whole
God's man, and I hate Nick Fuentes.
Me too.
I think he's gay as. I think that he's a clown, and anybody takes him seriously is a idiot. But Nick Fuentes like has more talent in his pinky finger than you have in your whole body, bud. Like I hate to say it, like Nick just, is leagues bigger than you. Like Nick, now a lot of his, support is astroturfed and bought it, but there's no denying that he's about 1,000 times bigger on the internet, if not more so than you are. Just shut the up, Ralph.
Yeah.
You got no clue.
It hurts Ashton to say this too.
Well, yeah,
What is
like
the Ralph
like
Mania? That was
mainstream
me.
publications will still write hit pieces on Fuentes as
Yeah.
recently as this year. Like, I'm sorry, but like when it comes to political discourse on Twitter, the groypers are everywhere. You have no part in any of that because you're a clown. And the truth is, I don't think it's a coincidence that the moment they tossed your ass, Baked Alaska, and all the other clowns that I told Fuentes and his crew were holding them back, they started to do a lot better. Now, obviously, the Nick getting unbanned from Twitter and being put on Rumble is a much bigger factor than that.
Yeah, of course.
But
yeah.
the idea that you were carrying him, like you held him back, you bozo. You and Baked Alaska were the biggest optical disasters the world has ever seen.
If Baked and Ralph weren't there, people would take them more seriously because it was hard to hear Nick go on his Christian rants, right, about religion and stuff. And then smash cut to Ralph doxing, threatening, being on drugs and all that stuff. Like, come on.
Me. That was me.
We. Look at him.
It's unreal.
Oh my
actually.
God. He's like so mad.
Dude.
Dude.
But for him to act like he's some paragon of moral virtue is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, compared to
And
you,
I'm
he
not.
is. Like, you know,
I knew as you were saying it, I'm like, I know he's gonna say it. And I'm not. It's like, okay.
By the way, I'm not.
I mean, both of you. Like, the thing is, right? The stuff that you can talk about with Nick, like shielding Ollie Alexander, and allowing him to groom members of AF and covering it up, Ralph was complicit in all of that. So the worst crimes of Fuentes, Ralph's equally guilty of, except Ralph will straight up tell you he thought Ollie was but would still cover for him. Whereas at least Fuentes will try and be like, I didn't know, I was done. I had to, I was distasteful, but I had to do it for the movement, blah, 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 blah. Like he'll have a cope. Whereas Ralph, I knew he was I defended him. He got me my Twitter back, bitch. What?
Ash, you
Like,
forgot
that's the
one
defense
important thing. He brought on the guy who was molested when he was underage and felted the victim.
Yes.
He said, you're probably gay.
Smiley. Yeah, it was insane. Like the struggle session that he did with the molestation victims. Like, he's more guilty than Nick in a lot of cases with this stuff. Like, so I don't know what to tell him, but he's a lot worse than Nick. I mean, the only reason why he may not be worse than Nick is because Nick is actually, by virtue of being a bit more optical and professional, able to probably ruin a lot more young people's lives by entrapping them into honeypots and glow operations for whoever the handler. Yeah. Yes, whereas Ralph's a clown that has no influence at this point and is a total bozo. Well, Kinobot, nobody denies that.
This is an attack on Richard Spencer. I'm just letting you know now. Okay. So I've been around long enough to know
what. But nobody needs to attack Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer is irrelevant. Who cares? Let's continue.
An attack. I mean, I'm just telling you. Like, what do you want me to know? It's easy for a person who's never had a sexual relationship at all to talk about, sexual relationships because you don't actually understand
really,
them.
John?
Because you're a lying. And so I did find the Volt. I was like, where the the Volt is the energy drink. So that'll be, God, if this bitch would show up first, I would be.
Did you hear that?
What?
He's talking about, he goes, if I had this Vault energy drink, and then he goes, but if this bitch showed up first, meaning his drug dealer.
Right.
So he bought Coke, but the Coke dealer's late. So he had an energy drink.
Low thing. Yeah.
And by the way, guys, he is now unapologetically. I think that's why he deleted the stream, which everyone captures it now. Remember the OBS or download, by the way, everyone. But you literally hear him ting, 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 ting. He's with card on plate. It's not even maybe. It's literally what it is.
You way energized. Goddamn. Anyway, but she will never come back on this show ever.
It may be actually over now, but
I'm looking at what she's tweeting
I still
right now.
don't
It's
believe
literally
that.
fucking stupid. And faked a marriage with her. No, I didn't. We never got married.
You didn't now change the past and go, I never wanted to marry. It was a joke. Dude, it was literally real. Come on.
Listen, if you are actually watching this, you know he's lying.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why he's lying. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's beyond a lie. And it's not even like.
What the never put America first. I put you last, dumb. He raised on them and ran away. In 2026, he returns to commit more crimes and become a felon again. Fled fresh out of Chicago, never to return. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Look at this camera.
It's like, oh, you're going to be in trouble? No, I'm not. I mean, I would like to see that happen. I mean,
what is he doing?
She could stop that from happening. Why would you want that?
I think he has Coke.
Too much. And now I don't care if she lives or dies.
Okay.
And so it takes a lot to get me to that, the Laney Green.
It takes a lot to get you to that level. No, it doesn't.
Give you anything like the slightest little perceived slight, and you lose your mind. Even when it's like in your best interest to not, you can't help but crash out like a lunatic. By the way, we got Solar Select for 5 subs.
Let's
and
go.
Ken's Kniff just subscribe. Yeah, Dr. says laugh at his. If you laugh at his, like, oh my God, I'm gonna you, Rekieta. It's like, okay.
But he wanted me to stop being pals with Augie. We Augie weren't even friends. We're just cool with each other. He's like, you have to stop. Because I'm like, what? He laughed at your no. Like, eat it. Like, I was like, no, off. That was like the start of like the fall of everything.
Grad Singer dies. If I woke up tomorrow and the headline was, well, it wouldn't be a headline because she's a low tier star.
That's actually pretty funny.
The thing is, though, Gabe has been pointing this out, and I never considered this, but it's true. Every single time, like, a star kills themselves or overdoses on drugs, like, there's some publication willing to write a story about their death because they know that it's a story that people want to hear and they're interested in. They have a morbid curiosity about. And so if Ralph really is responsible for Scarlett killing herself or overdosing or whatever, you know, he could end up like the next Anglin where he's just completely radioactive everywhere and nobody will fucking deal with him. But I don't know.
Yeah. By the way, this stream, oh my God.
But
this stream was 10.5 hours. And 9.5 hours was so boring. Please, guys, I hope you appreciate this. Holy it was boring.
Well, Bushi, there's like where Ralph's at, and then there's where Anglin was at, and still is, where there is like full-blown arrest warrants for him. Like he's completely and he's on the run in Southeast Asia, and he's been debanked from every processor everywhere. And like there's still, as low as Ralph is and has felt it, there is still another level to sink to of just being completely
if the headline was,
thanks for the support, guys.
Supposedly headline,
I'd love
was she died, I would say, wow, that's a shame. I would say, wow, that's a shame. And then I would go back to sleep. That's what I would do. Will she have the balls to McNut herself? Of course not. Of course she won't. I would say, damn, that's a shame. By
the way, he's like, oh, she's too scared to kill herself, right? Ralph has talked about killing himself 1,000,000 times. And he's too scared to do it. Like, shut the fuck up, Ralph. What are you doing?
With my chief of staff, too. And I said, when I have more desire...
When you have to try and tell yourself that you're better than a star and there's like an argument that you're not, that's a really tough place to be. Like, I'm better than this person. Like, if you have to keep saying you're better than somebody, chances are you're probably not.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's a 5-star day, but in GTA, very funny.
It's like Fredo being like, Michael, I'm really smart. Like, I'm smart. It's like, no, if you have to say you're smart, you're not smart, you know? Anything you have to tell people you are, you're not.
Ash, what's the chief of staff again?
Oh my God. Well, Ralph had like a wrangler called chief of staff that I think was SO Shaggy, but SO Shaggy may have been separate from chief of staff, or there might have been multiple different chief of staff. I think Persip was chief of staff at one point, but basically chief of staff is Ralph's number one wrangler / counselor / advisor. Like at one point, Gator was chief of staff. Like Ralph believes he's the president of the United States, and that his top servant is the chief of staff, is what it is.
It's basically the person who will accept everything Ralph does and go along with it and try to help him. Yeah.
I would say, damn, that's a shame. I talked to this with my chief of staff too. And I said, when I have more desire
like
to
what
be
he should have done is like made it like James Bond, where it's like they're all just Gator. Like he should have made them all
the next guy's Gator. Yeah.
The straight and narrow than somebody else. There's a problem.
Okay, did you hear that? Yeah, let me rewind it. Listen to this.
And I said, when I have more desire to be on the straight and narrow than somebody else, there's a problem.
Well, yeah, but I think that both of you have zero desire to be on the straight and narrow, and neither of you ever will.
Yeah.
Like that's like you don't have more desire. You're just coping and saying, "Oh, I do," but you don't actually want to get straight. Like, shut the up, man.
No,
it's too late for both of you anyway. It's over.
No turning it around.
Like when I'm like, God, I need to get it straight. And the other person is like, let's buy $800 worth of drugs. Okay, well, like.
Are you telling me, Ralph, that he can't even with a straight face tell us that he didn't think buying $800 worth of Coke was awesome? He was like, no, don't buy the $800 worth of Coke. Who believes that? He goes, Yeah, let's get the coke and let's get a scarf. You the black guy off of money and let's go. Like, come on.
$800 for a weekend? God, that puts me to shame when I was doing drugs, bro. Like, God damn, that's crazy.
There's a problem there. I don't know what to say. Like I can sugarcoat it. I could.
Well, Gabe wanted your input on this because Scar was apparently picking up 7 grams at a time. Gabe wanted to know, is that a lot?
Okay, but how long would you keep it for?
Well, I think it was for like 3 days.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's insane. 7 grams?
Yeah, between her and Ralph. They were doing like 7 grams in a weekend.
Listen, that's like a heavy party. That's like you're going to be blowing your nose for like 2 weeks. Like putting out little chunks and shit in the shower. It's gross.
But when Ethan Ralph says, God damn, this dumb bitch is buying $800 worth of drugs. And I'm not ready to go just yet.
Shut the
my
every
kids were grown.
What? That's not gonna happen. Like, stop it.
It was lightweight ski.
He wants to die.
That's crazy. Yes.
Like Ralph wants to die. And he's just looking for like his grand finale, which was supposed to be the Scarlett arc, but like I guess he pussied out. I don't know, like maybe his grand finale will be Battle of Jim's Driveway, but he's too bitch made. It's not gonna happen. And in truth, it's there's never actually it's not gonna go out with a bang. It's gonna go out like a whimper. It's just one day there just won't be kill streams anymore. It'll be like a week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, a month, and then like that's just gonna be it. Maybe there'll be an obituary from Mexico. I doubt it. Like, it's it.
And by the way, this whole thing where it's like, oh my God, she did more. She wanted drugs more than me. Shut the up. I hate this from like an addict trying to like shame another addict.
Talk down
like,
to another addict, and you just don't even have your shit together, and you're not even sober in the moment that you're going after somebody.
Exactly.
Just shut the fuck up.
I hate that shit, dude.
So, like, other than that, I don't care. But, like,
go ahead.
Like, okay, you're in trouble. You're in crisis.
So are you.
This is Ethan Ralph saying you need to be put under psychiatric care.
Okay.
Like, Ralph is so low that even he's like, look, I'm saying it.
Listen, I agree, but I think both of you are Looney Tunes and both of you need to be institutionalized, and it would be better for both of you because you can't be trusted to make your own decisions because you're just too. Somebody else has to tell you when to eat, when to piss, when to shave. Like, that's just the way it is.
Also, he's on Rumble doxing people. He was doxing Lalo, by the way. Watch the fight with Lalo or Lalo, whatever. And then he doxed Lalo in the morning. And he's like, I'm going to find you. I'm going to ruin your life. Because Lalo made one joke about him. Like, Ralph's such a bitch.
I don't think I need to make the point anymore. Right? So we don't want to say that, but we do want to say this. If your dad is hard to shop
there it is, Ash.
Well, my dad is dead, bitch.
Look at what he's promoting. The Chicago State Company.
Or stop overthinking.
On Corpse for 3 subs. He's
go.
So much better than Jer reading this ad. Like, there's some chance you might buy it with Ralph.
Grill.
Thanks, Free-Dog Corpse.
Gift grill worthy premium steaks. Chicago State Company makes the gift feel useful right away. You're not guessing his shirt size, buying another gadget, or hoping a novelty gift lands.
Way better than
You're
Jer.
giving him steaks for the grill. The steaks, the main gifts, and the actress make the whole order feel more complete. Go to mychicagosteak.com/rumble. Code Dad's Day. That's mychicagosteak.com.
Would you think he's actually getting paid for these? I guess he must be because he keeps doing them.
Yeah, I think he is.
That's crazy, man.
Certainly, yes. I'm
There
like
you
3
go.
inches taller than Ralph.
You're
You're
so
taller.
Okay. This is what
that
caused.
Lalo? It looks like he's aged like 5
From
years
beards and
since I saw him last.
It's been tough, bud.
Holy
No.
fuck, he looks like he's in his 30s now. I thought he was like 20.
Yeah.
Is that Lalo?
Yeah,
That's
Lalo.
not him, is it?
That's our boy Lalo, yeah.
What the fuck happened? I think he actually looks better now, to
He
be
does.
honest.
He does look better, yeah.
He
looks
looks
better.
a lot better. He doesn't even look like the same fucking person, though. Like,
Yeah.
anyway,
Medeker for 5 subs. Big support. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Give you that.
Okay, so how tall are you then, nigga?
Like 5'7", 5'8".
Dude, I'm taller than you.
no, you're not, Ralph. Shut the up. No, you're not. No, you are not, Ralph.
is
You are
5'4".
That's
Like,
the truth.
Like the actual is not 5'1". It's 5'4", maybe 5'5", when he's wearing like Nike sneakers with big, like bigger. Yeah.
He's 5'6" in boots
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah.
Almost the exact same height, or I'm like way taller than you. One or the other. So like,
Okay, this is the only picture I could find.
Keep
Okay,
your
okay.
lies going.
Woo!
Oh, the truth.
Smaller.
Oh, no.
Baby Ralph.
Oh,
baby.
Ralph mogged once again.
Lalo W. And watch this one. Ralph, it will now lie. And we could see it with our eyes. Watch.
I got you by an inch here.
You paid? No, you don't. Do you see? I'm taller. Do you see?
By how?
We-
like, even if you're
No, you're
wearing
not,
a cowboy
though. No,
hat, but
yeah,
he's not
like
even
Ralph's
taller.
head's
Like I think,
here.
yeah, like the top of Lalo's head is at the equivalent of the cowboy hat,
Yeah.
which is like a full 3 inches higher on his. Like, what are we talking about, Ralph?
Look at Ralph here. He's like losing his mind.
No, that's before the lips.
Moron, bro. I'm leaning in that photo.
My shoulders are higher. Are you leaning?
You're not leaning. When do you lean is like this?
God.
You're standing
But
up, dude.
It's so childish. Mr. Ralph, you're 40 years old, Mr. Ralph. And you're having an argument with a guy half your age, a hollering match about who's taller when you're the same height, maybe an inch different either way. Who gives a shit?
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
And he had to destroy Lalo's life, by the way. He had to wake up in the morning and dox him. He green lights him here. He green lights him here. Watch.
For nothing.
I'm
For
leaning back.
nothing.
Ralph is the biggest bitch in the world.
Diagonal.
Bro,
I'm leaning
you're-
diagonal.
When you're
You're
on a
so-
stream with the Thorpes and you're giving them a run for who's the dirtiest and most toxic,
Yeah.
you know
Fucking-
it's
Buddy.
Full of. And this is why I didn't
No,
want to
it's
let
got-
you on, because you're just a lying. And you're a Kino Casino freak
No.
hole who only repeats
No,
what they say.
I'm equal opportunity.
You're
If you're going to
fat.
slam me,
You know what I'm going to send? Some things to the Arizona Republican Party. That's what I'm going to send.
oh
what's
yeah.
wrong with you, man.
Ralph needs to
Well, you're
like.
gonna blow up his opportunity with the GOP because you're butthurt that in objective reality he's the same height you are or taller. Just stop, Ralph.
So yeah. Wait and see.
Send it to Sergio. Send it
Wait
to
and
Chris.
see,
I don't
nigga.
care.
Oh, well, I'm telling
We're
you,
good.
you can look at the photo and see I'm taller than him.
Okay.
But this is awkward.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. And my longer too. Now,
Well, Ralph,
Grace,
are you lying?
Grace
Are
couldn't
you
tell you.
lying?
Grace couldn't tell you about that.
What? So
What?
Grace couldn't tell you about
She
that?
could.
'Cause
She could.
she didn't bang you, Ralph, or either of you for that matter?
She doesn't
Like,
want to have with Ralph.
But you know, if she ever had the experience, she would be able to tell you. So
But you could imagine if she did see it, right, God? It's like, what?
But we've all seen your. It's very,
tiny.
very small. So it's a safe assumption that pretty much anybody's is bigger than yours because yours is below average. So if Lalo's average, it's bigger than yours. But like, if he's below average, it may still even be bigger than your micro penis. Like, it would really have to be quite a small to be smaller than yours.
He doesn't have a sausage. He has a Vienna sausage. One of those Vienna ones.
A
little
Vienna sausage, yeah. We got Solar Select for 5 subs. Let's get some subs here at 2 a.m.
Are you enjoying
Let's get a sub train flying, guys. Lots of show still to go. We've got 8 more hours of show lined up until the Nintendo Switch Direct, guys. Are you ready for the Switch Direct watch?
Switch, Nintendo, they better not. I swear to God, I will. Nah, I was going to say something crazy.
Buddy, it's going to be a disaster. We got Pre-Dawn Corpse for 2 subs. 1 Baba Booey 1 for 1,000 kicks. This honest question: is Ralph's attitude common where he came from? Was his family like this? Is it a cultural thing or pure mental illness? Andy, any idea? So in the South, they have like an honor code or whatever, and like, you can't insult my honor. But it's beyond that with Ralph, like to where it is genuinely mental illness, where like anything, even if it isn't intended as a slight, like he loses his mind about completely. And then it's not even that he wants like a retraction or to get even or something. Like he just wants to ruin the person's life. And really what it comes down to is Ralph's just looking for any justification to bully somebody to make himself feel big, is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And it's about like, well, Lalo, you're going to admit that you're shorter than me, or I'm going to kill your family. You know, and like a lot of people are just going to be like, okay, man, I guess you are taller than me. But then he'll do the shit to them